Today, I decided to focus on consistency because, you know, after this week, well, technically after, and we have a get-together next week, Tuesday, right? But I'll let Ethan, sorry, you know I laugh. I'll let him talk about that. I decided to present on consistency because after this, we will be gone. Gone as in not consistently meeting up on a weekly basis and following up with you guys. So, everything that you've learned, everything that you've implemented, you should continue, correct? Yes. How many of you have ever started and stopped? Just about the whole room. This is why I decided to present this, make this the last one, to teach you how to make that consistent even after we're out of your life. And that doesn't just pertain to health, to physical health, that's mental, emotional, spiritual, any journey that you're on. Because the principles of success are universal. Do you know that? Yeah. Okay. So that's what we're really going to be going over today. I should know who I am by now. Alright. These are the stages of change. This is the trans-theoretical model of change. I want you to identify which stage you're at because we're only going to focus on the last two stages. You should be in one of the last two stages if you've been participating in this program. Okay? Trans-theoretical model of change. This assesses your readiness for change. I'm pointing here. Yeah. So the first stage is contemplation. Second stage, pre-contemplation. Second, contemplation. Third stage, preparation. Fourth stage, action. Fifth stage, maintenance. These are the last two we're going to focus on today. This is the explanation for them. So if you're in the contemplation stage, you have no intent on changing in the short term. None. If you're in the, I said pre-contemplation. If you're in the contemplation stage, you're considering making changes. Preparation means you've made a commitment to change, or your commitment to change increases, and small changes may have already started. Action means you're engaging in the activity that you meant to engage in. And the maintenance means you've engaged in a lifestyle change for more than 6 months. So what does that look like in real time? Let's say, if you're in stage 1, pre-contemplation, you're saying, I know I'm unhealthy, I know I'm stressed out, I know I'm unhappy on my job. I know I don't like where I am. But guess what? I'm not doing anything about that right now. I'm too busy, work got me, children got me. I'm really trying to focus on me right now. That's pre-contemplation. Okay? Contemplation is, you know what? I know I'm unhealthy, unhappy, stressed out. I need to do something about it. I think I need to start taking steps towards changing my life. That's contemplation. Preparation is you actually went out and decided to contact a professional or join a program. So what that looks like is, you know what, I need to change. I hear them sexy people throwing a pilot program for healthy mamas. I think I'm going to enroll in that program. So what I'm saying? That's contemplation. Sorry, that's preparation. You're preparing to take action. And now this is why I say everyone in this program should be in the last two stages. The fourth stage is action, which means you've already joined the program, or you've already contacted the professional, or you've already take the step forward. Now you're actually taking action. What does that look like? You're learning to control your stress. You're meditating, controlling your mind. You're learning to control your emotions. You're exercising regularly. You're putting healthy eating habits into play. This is you actually taking the steps needed to achieve your success. Now, the maintenance is basically the action phase after 6 months. So you can't say that you are in the maintenance phase unless you have hit at least 6 months of continuous action. Okay? How many of you know which stage you're in now out of these 5? How many in stage 1? Stage 2? Stage 3? How many of you are not paying attention? Who's in stage 4? Stage 4 is when you're taking action. Who's in stage 5? Meaning you've been at it for at least 6 months. Awesome. Awesome. 6 months. Good, good. Now, after we're gone, how do you achieve the maintenance phase? The first step is to increase self-efficacy. Very first step. Self-efficacy is basically your belief you have in your own abilities to overcome challenges and goals. So you're not dependent on the coaches, on the trainers, because I know even if you look at physical fitness, I know a lot of people get hooked on their personal trainer or their coach. Like my thing is, when people come to me for life coaching, like right off the bat, I tell you, I'm not here to be, like I'm not here for life. In other words, I'm here to come in your life, help you to get to the next level and get out of your life. I always tell people, I don't want to know you personally too long. Because of the fact that you get dependent on that, right? So this is where self-efficacy comes in. How do you know if you have high self-efficacy or low self-efficacy? High self-efficacy means, well, if you have high self-efficacy, you make a greater effort in your journey. You challenge yourself more. You recover quickly from setbacks. You're intrinsically motivated. Who knows what intrinsically motivated means? Give me an example of intrinsic motivation. Wake up 5 o'clock in the morning.
Coaching, just doing it by yourself.
Without coaching, now that's motivation. But why are you doing it? Why are you waking up 5 o'clock in the morning to go running? What's your motivation?
You're self-motivated. I mean, it's coming from inside. It's your personal goal.
It's a personal goal. It's something you want to achieve. Yes. I heard something else just now.
You have a why.
You have a why.
Right.
And what's that why?
Deep-rooted conviction of why you're getting up before the end.
Exactly. Deep-rooted conviction. Okay? Your motivation is within. Your motivation isn't extrinsic, meaning you don't have someone in your ear telling you, hey, I need you to get up and go. That's extrinsic. Okay? Where am I? You take ownership of your failure. That's a big one. You don't blame your external circumstances. You're more likely to achieve your goals. When you have low efficacy, that's high efficacy. When you have low efficacy, you make less effort, avoid challenges, and you see challenges as a threat. Please change the way that you look at challenges. What are challenges? What are they there for?
To make
To make it better.
Who said that just now? To make you better. Boom. That's the only job of every challenge that you have. Every obstacle that you accomplish, every problem that you encounter, it has one purpose in your life: to make you better. No problem exists for any other reason other than that. So, I think I said this in another presentation, instead of asking God to take your problems away, that's actually the wrongest thing you could do, you know. Ask God to take your challenges and your problems away. Because now you're asking Him to take His lesson away from you. So how are you going to learn? Think about that. You blame failure on external things and you're less likely to achieve your goal. Most of the journey is in your mind. I like this point. Most of the journey is in your mind. Your beliefs determine your actions. So if you believe you have self-efficacy, this is in your mind now. We're talking internal. Hardly anything we covered in this entire series had to do with your external environment. The majority of things we speak about internally with your mind and your emotions. I hope anyone noticed that? Yes. Okay. All right, now, let's say we're in the maintenance phase, which means we have been at this, we have the self-efficacy, and I'm going to give you some strategies on how to get to the maintenance. But let's say we're in the maintenance, even in the action phase. We have lapses and we have relapses. Big difference. Okay, watch this now. Lapses are temporary disruptions in your lifestyle, a moment of poor judgment. A relapse is when you return to a pattern of behavior. For example, and I know I talk to these examples, but you all know you all laugh. Ouch. If you eat a piece of cake versus gaining 20 pounds, one is a lapse, one is a relapse. Watch this now. If you have one conversation with that ex-boyfriend versus starting a relationship back up. Lapse, relapse. If you take a smoke versus smoking consistently, lapse versus relapse. You're getting the difference between them?
Wow.
Okay?
Go, coach.
So, these are some useful tips when it comes to lapses. So you got no difference with them. When you make a lapse, you admit to your mistake. So don't say, hey, I ate this piece of cheese, I went to this party or this reception, I ate this cheesecake. You know, I say cheesecake because I'm free with cheesecake. And don't try to hide it from yourself. Because a lot of people do that. All right? Instead of trying to hide from yourself, say, hey, yeah, I messed up. I went to that reception, I had a piece of cheesecake. Admit it to yourself. No matter what journey you're on, you should not fight yourself on that journey. That's a losing battle. You will lose to yourself every time. Good? Go ahead.
So, the time you said not to fight against your, I guess, yourself for one thing, right? Would it be a lapse? Like, if you're craving, like you say, cheesecake, and you know you want this, you have it. Is that a lapse, or that's just you just know?
If you craving it and you have it, what, that one time? Like, what are you saying? If you crave a cheesecake and you say, hey, let me go to the store, let me go get this cheesecake, and you eat the cheesecake,
Right.
if that's a lapse or a relapse?
That's a lapse. That's a lapse. Because you count it as a lapse, so that's just, you know, I fight against yourself.
No, see now, that is just one circumstance, so that's a lapse. A relapse then would be, hey, I now eat cheesecake again, I've gained 20 pounds. That's a relapse. You see?
So you did every day.
Yeah, it's a consistent action. So if you had a past behavior of eating cheesecake and you go back to that behavior, that's a relapse. You see? That answers your question? All right. Son, you've been interesting things. Don't use your lapse as an excuse to give up.
Wow.
Okay, I had the cheesecake. What happens in a lot of times after that? Okay, I heard none of that. There was some good answers I know. Give me.
I think most of some people say, why try? I
Oh,
want to
yeah.
just, why try? And try, it didn't work, and we just go back to it. My brain no works.
Exactly. So what happens is, I had the cheesecake. So you know what?
Wasting my time.
I already had a cheesecake at this reception. It ain't hurt me if I go home and I have a soda too. Then when you wake up the next day, I still have a little piece of cheesecake left over. So I might still eat it. You know? This is how people use a lapse as an excuse to give up. And that continues and it gets worse and worse. It doesn't get better.
Okay.
A lapse is not failing, it's data. Now, what do I mean by that? It's not failure, it's data.
Learn something.
You learn something new.
Wow.
Same thing with every obstacle, every problem you encounter. That's not you failing, it's data. It's information that you now have to go forward in the future. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Lapses are a part of the journey, but that doesn't mean everyone has a lapse. So no matter what journey you on, lapses are a part of it. That's a normal part of any journey. Now, not everyone does it, but it's a normal part of the journey. So don't beat yourself up over it. Recover from it.
Wow.
Lapses can lead to relapses if you let it. That's the cheesecake example. You make the cheesecake today, have a little soda, eat cheesecake tomorrow, and that turns into, hey, you know what, I feel a little lucky, I gotta miss my workout today. You know? And then you go to another event, something else, and your willpower decreases. That's when your lapse can turn into a relapse. So now you eat cheesecake again. Before you know it, at the end of the month, what happens?
20 pounds.
20 pounds heavier. Avoid people and situations that lead to lapse. So if I know, hey, my friend has a party every Friday night, and my last lapse happened at that party because I used to like alcohol and a lot of alcohol there. I like sweets and a lot of pastries there. So you know, hey, that situation has a lot of things that causes lapses. What should you do? Avoid it, stay away from it. Right?
Until you're strong enough.
Pardon?
Until you're strong enough to say no.
Until you're strong enough to say no. That's what I had to do when I stopped smoking. Like literally everyone around me, all my friends, my family, everyone used to smoke. Because, you know, I smoke, I hang around smokers. I had to distance myself from them because I thought I could handle it, you know, go around in my quit, so what? And I found when that scent hit my nose, that was it. And it was like 5 people around me smoking at the same time. We used to smoke in an enclosed environment with no air to come out because I get too high up. Okay? Oh, stupid. Any questions so far? Laughing. All right, very important slide. These are 20 These are 20 strategies for consistency. We're going to go over each of them. This is a short presentation today. I think we only have one more slide. SMART goals. Who remember SMART goals? What does SMART stand for? Specific, measurable, attainable, reachable, relevant, time bound. This is the first thing to staying consistent, knowing where you're going. You're not going to get to your destination if you don't have that destination. Okay? SMART goals. No, hey, I want to lose 35 pounds by December. That's a goal. All right? And, well, that goes along with the action plan as well. Then knowing what you want specifically helps to keep you on track. It doesn't have you guessing. A strong why, having a strong enough reason. Remember, we spoke about intrinsic motivation. Who can remember the first time my reason for transforming my body at first?
Your wife.
For a woman to fit in my wedding suit. First time. What was the second time? What was my reason? For pictures. No, that was the one after that. I wanted pictures of myself with muscles. That was my next why. Right? The first was for a woman, the next one was for pictures. The third reason was for a lifestyle. Right? Each one of those reasons was strong enough to outweigh my excuses. My excuses that I can't get up in the morning, I'm too tired, you know, this one at work pissed me off, I don't feel like doing this, I'm sad, I'm depressed, whatever. Your why has to be strong enough to overpower every excuse that comes to you, and excuses are going to come, and they're not going to stop coming, ever. And the more you let them pile up, the worse it gets, the stronger every excuse gets, unless you fight it off. Identify the goal, but focus on the daily journey. Identify where you want to be. My ultimate goal is to lose 60 pounds. My ultimate goal, whatever your ultimate goal is, identify it, but don't focus on it. Remember now, we're talking about consistency and building momentum, right? Sorry, and maintenance. You don't want to focus on that end goal. Keep it in the front of you, but don't focus on it. Why shouldn't you focus on that end goal?
It's so big.
Too big, yeah. Why else?
Might get discouraged.
Might get discouraged. Get discouraged, get distracted. When I used to do health coaching, I had clients who wanted to lose 80 pounds, 100 pounds, and I started them off doing something like 5-minute stretch a day. Now think about that now. Someone who is severely obese wants to lose about 100 pounds, but my first coaching advice to them is to do a 5-minute stretch. Not even every day, once or twice a week. So their question to me was, wouldn't this take forever? My answer to them is always, yes it will. Right? But you're not going to continue to be doing a 2 or 5-minute stretch a couple of days a week. This is for you to get started. All right? Focus on the daily steps. So even if you want to, let's switch it up, open a business, for example, or start up your business, become an entrepreneur. I want to, like me, my target, my dollar, trying to see how I can best put this. My dollar amount, what I want to achieve is $2.3 billion. That is my financial target, right? I have that in the front of me. I have that post up on my wall. I have that in front of me, right? I don't focus on that. You know what I focus on? What did I do today to get towards that? What presentation did I give? Who did I coach? What book did I write? What did I study to get me to that goal? Focus on what you did today, not yesterday, not even tomorrow. If you can't answer the question, what did I do but before you go to bed every night, take stock of what you did for that day. I do that every day. Every day I ask myself, what did I accomplish today? And that's health-wise, that's spiritually. Did I read my Bible today? Did I understand anything different today? Did I pray with my family today? Did I make some calls today? Did I send out a proposal today? Did I exercise? Did I ask for all areas of my life? What did I accomplish today? If you can't answer that question,
Waste of day.
pardon?
Waste of day.
That's a waste of a day. Ask yourself, when was the last time you asked yourself, what did I accomplish today? And accomplish meaning towards my goals and my vision. Please ask yourself that every day. What did I accomplish today? And don't beat yourself up over yesterday. Control your environment, personal and professional. It's a big one. Like I said, if you have the friends, you know your friends like to go and partying, you know your friends like to drink, you know your friends like sweets, you know your friends like to smoke, you know if you on your spiritual journey and you got friends who curse like sailors and do a bunch of stuff, change your environment. Remember, it's under your control. Right? Right, is it?
Yes.
Don't you sound like you're sure? Organize your time and your day. Remember now, these are strategies to remain consistent on any journey. When I say organize your time and your day, I mean take control of your day. Stop letting people control your time. When someone controls your time, what does that mean? They control you. So if you have a problem saying no to people, whoever you have a problem saying no to, they control you. They own you. People are very selective what they ask me to do. And you know, and it's so funny that now, before people ask me to do something, they always start off the same. And I noticed that trend started happening like a year ago. They always come to me and say, I know you're busy, right? Like they almost like they want to apologize for asking me for stuff. I noticed that trend start happening now when people come to me. And I didn't do that on purpose, you know. People just know I'm always going. And I focus on what I want. You see, that's how you gotta get with the people in your life. You have to train people around you. A lot of people don't like when I use that phrase, but you have to train people to know what to ask you, when to ask you, and what not to ask you. Right? Organize your day. Identify your needed triggers at home and at work. What do you need to stay consistent on your journey? For me, let's use my meals for example. I use the triggers, I use my phone as a trigger for my meals. So I set alarms for when it's time for me to eat. That's my trigger. My alarm goes off, I eat. The reason I do that is because I forget to eat. I do. If you see me deep in my laptop, I can literally stay in my laptop all day. If I'm putting together proposals and presentations and stuff, I literally forget to eat. Or if I just go and give a presentation after presentation, I forget. So I set alarms at different times so I can remember to eat. That's my trigger. Anyone else has triggers for any part of their journey?
Water.
Water, what about it? What's a trigger for water? Who said it?
App for water.
An app for water.
Every hour.
Every hour, that's a trigger. Who has a trigger for something else other than physical health, like diet, nutrition, physical activity? Other than that?
I have one to remind myself to be at my desk.
You have one.
I have a alarm that tells me when to be at my desk instead of being outside.
When to be at your desk. All right, good. She has one that tells her when to be at her desk instead of all over the place. Basically, you sound like he's wonder a lot. Good, good, good. Celebrate your successes. This is so rare. Why is this so rare? I would think this would be the best thing. People like to get down on themselves for not doing something. All right, I ate that cheesecake. I gotta get down on myself. I didn't do my exercise today. I gotta get down on myself. But when you actually take a step forward, people just brush that under the rug. Why is that? What's that?
So
Conscience?
Culture.
Oh, culture. Yeah, and it is our culture. I don't know why. I have persons who we would say, all right, you train 4 days a week, right? And at the end of that week, they would say, well, I only train 1 time this week. You know, I need beaten, or this and that. And they come like they so down on themselves, right? Keep it in mind now that before that week, they weren't training at all. But because they didn't hit the 4 time a week target, they don't celebrate that 1 time. If you go to that party and you normally indulge in that sweets table, you normally kill it, but you only go there and eat 1 bite of something, celebrate that. That's success. Success is any step forward on any journey. So if you order pizza, you normally eat the whole thing. Like last night I ordered a pizza, right? Man, I ordered a pizza and I normally eat the whole thing, but instead of eating the whole thing, I ate half of it last night, not half today. Right? But I celebrated that because that's progress. You see? I killed the whole thing. I want to know my weakness is pizza. It is, you know. I don't like that. So celebrate, no matter how small the success is, celebrate. Celebrate the fact that you made it through this program. Whatever you did in this program, if you did 1 workout in this program, go home and celebrate that 1 workout. If you didn't work out at all before this program, you see, if you learned anything, if you helped anyone in this program, whatever you did to take a step forward, celebrate it. Wow. Now, the thing is, there are guidelines for celebration. The key to celebration is it must be something that empowers you. Okay? A celebration should not be, hey, I go get drunk tonight. That don't empower you. That leaves you in a disempowered state. So that's a guideline for your celebration. Make sure it empowers you, or make sure it moves you closer to your goals, or helps someone else. That's celebration. Don't stop for lapses. We already went over that. Anticipate, don't react. Identify the obstacles, past, current, and future. So identify what areas of your life you know are obstacles. You know certain people are obstacles in your life. You know certain environments, certain places, certain things. You know your co-worker at work is an obstacle. Right? You know your auntie is an obstacle. You know your spouse is an obstacle.
Yeah.
That's easy.
That's easy. If your spouse is an obstacle. That's very easy. Like for me, I am somewhat of an obstacle for my wife when it comes to, because she has a weakness for sweets. And she's on a health journey too, just like me. But I regulate my journey, so I know when, you know, I have my 1 refeed day a week. So I have my pizza burger and all that. And I am an obstacle for her because, of course, when I have them stuff, how about start watering? Right? So she had to talk with me. And because of that now, I have taken steps, or she has taken steps to make sure that I am no longer that obstacle. So now I eat those things when she's at work, or when she's out the house. You see, I don't order them stuff on Saturdays and Sundays when she's home like that. I order it throughout the week if I'm home. You see? You get around it. Easy. Me time. Consistently renew your mind and your emotions. How many of you have me time in here? What does your me time consist of? Actually, what's the purpose of me time? Of your me time? Regroup, rejuvenate, meditate, spending time with yourself, quality time with yourself, getting to know more of yourself. Awesome, that's excellent. Me time is so you can control your mind and your emotions. The vast majority of human beings on this earth do not have control of their minds and their emotions. Someone else controls it. The vast majority of people. There's a common disease going around, and it's in the Bahamian culture too, actually. People cannot be by themselves. That is a real disease. If you cannot sit in a room or sit somewhere in silence by yourself, no electronics, no one talking, nothing around you, just stillness, and you can't sit there in peace and quiet, that is a problem. That is a disease. What does that mean if you are unable to do that? What does that mean? You don't like your own company. You're not connected to yourself. You have some fear. You're afraid of your thoughts. Yes. You are scared of your own mind. A lot of people cannot sit still in silence because they don't like the thoughts that are in their head. Thoughts keep coming up that they don't want in them. So they have to distract themselves with music, with other people, with different activities. If you're at the point where you have to distract yourself from yourself, no, this is a serious thing. Controlling your mind should be your #1 priority in life. Over working, over making money, over taking care of your children, that should be your #1 priority in life until you get it under control. My me time involves, I spend 2 different types of me time. One of my me times is I take a chair, I sit down in the chair, opposite a wall, in the dark. I make sure everyone in my house is sleeping, everything around me is off. And I sit in the dark and I stare at a wall. Either my eyes open or my eyes closed. That's my me time. That's the first set of me time. I do that every day. My second set of me time is I go on the beach and I sit on the sand. And I literally just stare and I listen to the waves and stare at the waves and the clouds. That's the 2 ways I spend me time. And I do that very regularly. Because I have to stay in control of my own thoughts. If I don't take time to hone in on my own thoughts, guess what? If I keep listening to you and you and you and you, and this song and that TV show, you know what has control of my mind? All of that has control of my mind. And how do you expect to achieve consistency if you don't have control over your mind? And consistency happens well in your mind. So if you don't have control over it, how are you going to achieve the goal? How are you going to be consistent? Spend the majority of your life trying to control your mind, you know? And you control your mind, you control your emotions. Where are we? Me time. Visible goals. Make sure your goals are visible. Make sure, hey, if, let's say weight loss or even your health journey, for example, how many of you have a picture of what you want to look like at the end of the day? All right, a good bit of people. How many of you have that picture readily available? Good. Where do you have it? Where do you keep that picture? In the car? Where else? On the phone? On the fridge? The key is to keep your pictures, keep your goals visible in places where you normally look, where you can look at it consistently. My goals are on my phone, they're on my laptop, they're posted up on my wall. Because these are places that I look consistently. Whatever your goals are, I have professional goals, health goals, spiritual goals, all kinds of goals. And I can, at any point in time, I can take it out and read it or look at it. I like to create visual representation, as in pictures. All right? Consistent motivation. Everyone knows motivation is like bathing. It's temporary. So you got to keep doing it every day. I was bathe every day. I hope so. How many of you guys bathe every day? Most days. All right. You said that, eh? Consistently keep motivating yourself. I can motivate myself today, like right now, this very second, I can motivate myself to go in the gym, right? Time as I make it downstairs to that gym, my motivation can go away. Motivation can last you literally 5 seconds. You could spend a whole day trying to motivate yourself and that could last you 5 or 20 seconds sometimes. This is why you have to just like how you have to consistently renew your mind, you have to consistently renew motivation. So, what does that look like in real time? For my journey, I normally listen to motivational speeches every day. While I'm taking a shower, I have my phone on. That's a combination of motivation and personal development. If I'm washing dishes, if I'm driving in my car, whenever I'm doing something to where I can have something in my ear, I keep that going. It's either motivation or personal development. One of the two. Because I have to keep going. As long as I've been at this and as motivated as I am, I still have to motivate myself consistently. It doesn't matter how long you're on the journey, you still got to do it. Because motivation disappears. You know that, right? Okay. And, okay, so number 12 was consistent motivation, right? Number 13 is don't depend on motivation. Why shouldn't you depend on motivation? Because it's temporary.
Just do it.
Don't depend on it. You remember, just do it. Alright, don't depend on motivation. Hold yourself accountable. Who's your biggest accountability partner? Me. You. Don't look to someone else. Like I have a client. Anyway, he might be watching this. Anyway, he's not talking to him. I have a client who is he's blaming his wife because his wife doesn't cook. His wife cooks for their children and her, but she doesn't cook according to his meal plan. So he's blaming his wife because, of course, everyone said at the dinner table, so he's not going to be the only one eating certain foods while they eating all the lasagna and all that stuff. So he blames his wife, she ain't cooking for him. So, what's his options in that case? Cook for yourself, or hire someone to cook. But it ain't his wife's fault. It's his fault. And I hope you can hear that. You know I don't want to watch this. Hold yourself accountable. And what's that?
One client less.
One client less? No mind. You know the time. Hold yourself accountable. Have a suitable accountability partner. Now, I sent out a video on this before on how to choose a suitable accountability partner. Who knows what makes a great accountability partner? What makes a great accountability partner? Give me some characteristics of one. They have the strengths you lack. Good, good.
Honest.
They're honest. Say that something. They tell you the truth. All good characteristics of a great accountability partner. Now, what are some guidelines to selecting an accountability partner? What must you put in place? Because I can say, okay, Carlos is my accountability partner. Hey, Carlos, I'm trying to put on some muscle mass. I want you to hold me accountable. All right, cool? Cool. Do we leave it at that? No. What else we got to do? Regular check-ins. Establish a routine and a system with your accountability partner. So if I say, hey, Carlos, I am on this journey, so every Monday evening I need me and you to talk, I need you to check on me, or whatever that arrangement is, be consistent with your check-ins. Okay? What's the next guideline for having an accountability partner? Remember now, we're trying to be consistent on our journey now. What's another guideline for someone who you want to hold you accountable?
Don't go easy on them.
Don't go easy is correct. Be tough. Don't choose someone who is just going to roll over.
Right. Yes.
So if I'm trying to lose weight and my accountability partner, me and him go out and cheesecake again, there's cheesecake right there, I say, man, hey, let me slide this time, man, let's eat the cheesecake because I ain't going to eat. You shouldn't agree with that. Choose a strong accountability partner. Someone who's going to tell you no. Yeah, you got to be able to take that no. So you got to choose, she said you got to be able to take that no. So you got to choose someone who can tell you the right no. Yeah, make the fingers right. Like for me, I wouldn't choose my wife as an accountability partner. For the mere fact that if I tell my wife, hey, I need you to hold me accountable because I'm trying to do this transformation, she's going to do it to the best of her abilities. But she already know if I really want that, okay, fine, go ahead. That's what she's going to do. Right? So I wouldn't use her for an accountability partner for that purpose. Now, other goals I use her as an accountability partner for, but not that one. So that's another one, you got to know your accountability partner. Remember, we're trying to achieve consistency, right? This is how you're going to achieve consistency after we're gone. Don't depend on yourself, suitable. It's a journey, not a destination. Even though your goal, give me a goal. What's your goal? And it could be health, spiritual, professional, whatever. Give me a goal. Anyone?
Lose 50 pounds.
Lose 50 pounds, right? That is your destination, right? That is not your journey. Your journey is consistent. Even after you lose, even when you hit that 50 pounds, after that you're still on your journey. Exactly. And after that you may have a different goal. What happens if she just makes that 50 pounds the end all be all? What happens? Regress. That was it. Like me, my goal was to get a 6-pack. Right? I got the 6-pack, took me a couple months. And what happened? In about 1 or 2 weeks, I lost all. I still mad with that. Because that was my end all. 1 6-pack, got it, boom, I finished. Time to celebrate. 2 weeks, 1 or 2 weeks, it was gone. That's when I made it a lifestyle. Focus on the journey. Even as far as my entrepreneurial journey, my first goal was to not work for people anymore. That's why I wanted to become an entrepreneur. I just plain didn't want any boss or supervisor anymore. Right? That was my goal. I wasn't looking past that at all. I finally achieved that in January 25th, 2010 at 5 p.m. No, really, that's the exact time. That's how bad it was. Alright? I achieved that. That was the goal. That was the end all for me, right? I started, I took over my father's driving school, was selling some cleaning equipment, was doing a bunch of stuff, right? And that was I still wasn't really making no money. I wasn't hardly making any money, but I was working all the time. But that was my goal. When I realized now, hey, I'm still on this entrepreneurial journey. Matter of fact, I just started. I thought I had made it. I quit my good paying job. I don't have no more boss. I can wake up when I want. I can do this, I can do that. I thought I had made it. You couldn't say nothing to me back then. Until the bills started coming up. Until I realized, hey, yeah, I can wake up whenever I want. I could chill home whenever I want. I ain't got to report. I ain't got to put on no clothes when I don't want to. But I broke. I ain't doing nothing. When I realized that, that's when entrepreneurship went from being a destination to a journey for me. I like that story. Write it down. I like that story. I never told that story before. I like that. I got it still on social media. It requires as little willpower as possible. Doesn't matter what journey you're on, please don't depend on your willpower. Why not? Because it'll, just like motivation, it'll let you down. Please don't depend on the willpower. How can you work around that to not depend on willpower? Do it anyway. Simplify. What's that? That is will, but guess what? You have to take the emotions out of it. That's the premise behind the do it anyway principle. So hey, I really don't feel like getting up this morning to go exercise. I acknowledge that. I don't feel like doing it, and I just do it anyway. One of the things, we had a 5-second rule. How many of you know about the 5-second rule? A couple of people. But the 5-second rule, what's the name of the lady?
Mel Robbins.
Mel Robbins. She invented the 5-second rule. The 5-second rule is how I live my life with every journey. I mean, I don't always stick to it, but this is how I live my life. So watch this. If you have a thought in your mind, you have 5 seconds to get it out. If you have an action you need to take, your alarm goes off in the morning, you have 5 seconds to get out. For me, I didn't like public speaking. I was shy. So I used the 5-second rule to get over that. So whatever setting I was in, whenever the speaker asked a question, before I count to 5, I would raise my hand and get up. I didn't have the answer most times. I didn't even hardly hear the question most times. Right? All I was thinking is, I have to get over my fear of public speaking because I want to get in front of people and speak. So, what better way to get over it than to put yourself in it? So I found myself standing up a lot with nothing to say. So then I came up with a strategy. And I always ask them to repeat the question. And then I would throw some fillers in there. And I repeat the question. So what would I do if, and then I would be thinking, I would give a little half answer, right? I didn't care about the answer. I didn't care about looking back. I just wanted to do it. Same thing with getting up. When that alarm goes off, give yourself 5 seconds to get up. What happens after, you know about the rule, what happens after 5 seconds?
In 5 seconds, your brain goes into safety mode.
Exactly.
So you won't move.
After 5 seconds have lapsed, your brain goes into safety mode. What that means is the percentage or your likelihood of doing the activity drastically decreases after 5 seconds. So you have to catch that 5 seconds. If you're in a meeting, your boss asks, what y'all think about this proposal? Raise your hand. Even if you never saw the proposal, raise your hand. Say something. All right? 5 second rule. Set bound. Oh, I was on the do it anyway principle. With that, that means leave the emotions out of it. So, I hate washing dishes, but that's my chore at home. Me and my wife have different chores at home. Dishes is my chores, right? I do it most times. And whenever it's time for me to do it, I hate it. Like, I hate dishes with a I hate housework. I hate work with a passion. Seriously, y'all don't even know how much I hate actually doing physical work. The only type of work I actually doing is I like exercise. I like gym workouts. That's it. I like lifting weights. That's it. That's all I want to do. Before I go to wash dishes, I acknowledge the fact that, hey, I really don't want to wash these dishes right now. I acknowledge that fact. And then I do it anyway. If I don't feel like getting them up in the morning, I acknowledge the fact and I do it anyway. Acknowledge it and take the emotions out of it and do it anyway. And what happens when you don't feel like doing it anyway? Do it anyway. Set boundaries. Oh my goodness, set boundaries. What does that mean? Learn how to say a 2-letter word that starts with N and ends in O. How many of you know what that word is? How many of you use it effectively? Please set boundaries with the people in your life and set boundaries for yourself. I want everyone to say no with me. Ready? No! One more time. No! See how good it feels getting off the chest?
So you have to say no in different voices or different tones.
Exactly. No. No.
Say no and still mean yes.
You need a strong no.
What kind of no that is?
She said, you can say. I agree. That's a big one, actually. That's true.
That's a like no.
Yeah, that's one of them like no's. You know one of them like, no. You know, but yes. Please set boundaries, not to say no. Okay? And another thing about saying no is when you say no, do not justify your no. That is the worst thing that you can do. Why shouldn't you justify your no? Exactly. You leave the door open for them to give you a rebuttal. You say, no, I can't do it because I have to take care of my daughter. All right, what you doing after that? Oh, well, you can bring your daughter. Or, you know, that leaves room. No is no. No, you gotta explain yourself. Remove the negative thoughts. What are negative thoughts? Well, give me some examples of negative thoughts.
Waste your time. Waste your time.
Wasting time. You mean like I'm a time waster?
Thoughts that don't empower you.
Exactly. Give me some examples.
This is not happening fast enough.
This ain't happening fast enough. I can't do this. I just can't seem, no matter how much I try, I can't seem to get this. Yeah, I failed at this already, so I know what's going to happen. I'm not motivated.
Everybody in my family.
Change your negative thoughts. Exactly. Big going on in my family. This rate going in the family. How many of you believe that?
I used to.
Why is it that you know, your grandparents are obese, your parents are obese, you are obese, your children are obese? Why does that happen? Everyone has the same lifestyle.
That's all it is.
The same food that your grandparents used to cook, your parents used to cook, you cook, and guess your children start cooking. Y'all eating the same food. No one exercising. This ain't all y'all, it ain't hereditary. All you inherit is the pot. That's all. We're gonna start. Any questions so far? You? Fat and happy? But some people, I mean, mind you now, no matter what your condition is, no matter where you are in life, you should be happy. And, well, that's actually the next slide, but you should be happy. Never be unhappy with a situation. Now, you can get angry at a situation because now when you get angry, that's when change starts to happen. That's how come I started to change my life. I got angry. I got tired being broke. I got tired being overweight. I got tired being lonely. You understand? I got tired. I got real angry with certain things in my life. That's when I decided to take action. So anger is a good tool if you use it properly. Don't associate cheat with reward. Don't associate cheat with reward. What does that mean? Is it guilty? Ah. So what that means is, all right, all week, I've been good. I exercised, ate, followed my meal plan all week. This weekend I can treat myself. I have a little cheat. You know? I can treat myself to one large pizza, deep dish meat lovers. That's my cheat, right? And that is my reward. The problem with that is, when that becomes your reward for behavior, what happens? Your mind gets accustomed to it. Yeah, well, yeah, that slows down your journey as well. Your mind gets accustomed to it, it slows down your journey. But if I know at this, all I'm working for this week is to get to this weekend.
Your whole shift, yes.
Exactly, you're not really training your mind in that case. You're training your mind to put more value on that reward than on the journey. So if those rewards aren't in your journey anymore, what happens? Lapse. Relapse. You see? So, my refeed day is not a cheat. It's a part of my journey. I didn't always have, like, for those of you who don't know what my refeed day is, once a week I eat anything that I want. And that normally is a pizza. A large deep dish meat lovers pizza. Normally, right? That is a part of my journey. That wasn't always a part of my journey. When I was shredding now, when I just got started, my first couple of years, I couldn't afford to have a cheat day. That wasn't a part of my journey. A refeed day, that wasn't a part of my journey. You see? So don't change this. And I ain't telling none of y'all to have refeed days. Alright, just me. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Just listening. So don't associate cheat with reward, please. Because you're programming your brain for failure. And you're programming your journey for lapses and relapses. Okay? Any questions? I think this is my last slide here. So these are the last points. Make sure you're achieving consistent personal growth mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. Now, what gives you a happy life is growth. Continuing to grow. When you're progressing in your journey, when you're progressing mentally, when you're learning new things, when you're learning to control your mind, control your emotions, when you're transforming your body, when you're moving ahead in your business, when your relationship is getting stronger, all those are progress points that leads to a happy life. People who are unhappy means that they're not growing in a certain area. That's where your unhappiness lies. Any area you're not growing in, you're unhappy in. Any area that you are growing in, you are happy in. That's how people are happy. A fulfilled life comes when you help other people to grow. Okay? Everyone get that? Yes. So this is how you live a happy and fulfilled life. You make sure you are progressing and then you help others progress. This is why I teach. This is why I coach. This is why I give presentations. Because I always learn. And whatever I learn, I make sure to teach someone that. I have to teach someone what I learn. Someone. A lot of times that's my wife too, actually. I have to go inside my house for that. Or my daughter. You are your biggest asset and others depend on you for help. Your ability to remain consistent is the key to adding value to yourself and others. Everyone get that? Questions? I think that's it. Yes, that's it. It's a nice little short one. Thank you. That's the end of the educational sessions. Wow. That's it. 12 weeks.